the heater in the office. Thanks for that award, big scale. What's up, Rico, The Essence, Harman, Darlene? Welcome, welcome. We've got another minute.
I don't know why it doesn't show everybody in the room.
Just forget to do my audio room.
I always have to go out this
Thank you.
That's crazy.
All right, well, let's get started. People are going to be coming in. I want to make sure we can cover everything and we give enough time for anyone to ask any questions they might have. All right, well, welcome to another Townhall Tuesday, where we talk about our ongoing reggae race. We're raising $17 million. And last week, we surpassed $1 million, so that's a great milestone. I'm excited about that. It's just the start. There's many more to come. The purpose of this audio room is to share where we are with the race, where we are with the business, from a product, marketing, vision perspective, and most importantly, to answer any questions you might have as a user, as an investor, or a new user or a potential investor that is interested in joining our journey. As usual, we're going to start with the basics of the race. For those that haven't heard the details, I want to make sure that we don't assume that everyone knows what we're doing and how are we doing it. So I'm going to go through just the basics, and then Isaac, I'll let you add a little bit of information to it. Like I mentioned, we are raising $17 million. Isaac just pinned the link up top. So if you go to startengine.com/fanbase, you will be able to view a lot of the information that I will share. And most importantly, you will be able to invest as well. So the minimum to invest is $399. And we have raised so far $1,065,000. We're getting very close to the 1.1 million, which is super exciting. And we're going for the 2 million. We hope to achieve that very soon. We have more than 1,000 investors in this round. I think overall gets us closer to or above 15,000 investors so far, which is amazing because investors are what fuel Fanbase, what allows us to do what we do, but also they become super users. And we're super excited to welcome these 1,000 new users or new investors as well. Some of you have reinvested as well, so we want to thank you for that. Okay. So, at a minimum, $399, the price per share is $665. Our current valuation is $160 million. And for those that have been with Fanbase since day one, you've enjoyed the growth of Fanbase from a user-based perspective, from a product perspective as well, but also from a valuation perspective as well. This is our fourth round, but this is a reggae round, unlike the prior ones, which were pre-seed rounds. Okay, so Isaac, I'll let you share a little bit more details on the race, and then we'll go over other topics.
Is this where I come in?
Yes, sir.
Well, so you explained, so I want to explain the difference between a Reg CF and a Reg A round. And so the Reg CF, and explain why we're actually raising the capital. And so the reason is we've been very, very successful at raising capital in the Reg CF phase, but it's prevented us from actually going a little bit beyond where we want to go. We feel that we're no longer a startup, but a scale-up company. And so the Reg CF format only allows you to raise up to $5 million in a calendar year. And we wanted to be able to do more with Fanbase, scale the company faster. And so for that reason, the Reg A level is the next level where you can raise up to $75 million in a calendar. So We thought $17 million was a good mark to set to be able to raise capital, have a very good plan of scaling the app and delivering a lot more functionality and scalability faster for the things that, you as users and we as a company wanted to be able to do. And so also with that, this new round, the most you could invest in a Reg CF was $100,000. And now in Regulation A, you can invest as much as you want, even if you want to invest the whole $17 million. So we talk about that all the time, but it's extremely pretty cool. That'll be awesome. But actually, I really love being able to give as many users the opportunity to have equity in this company as they can, because you guys are the ones that are the engine behind our success, the user. So, and this is a platform that is a creator and user focused, community platform, and so that's important. So, the share price, like I said, I think you said, I don't know if you said the share price before.
I did, but you can repeat it. It's okay.
Yeah, but the share price is $6.65. You get 60 shares per Fanbase at a $160 million valuation. And Fanbase has gone through 4 rounds of this. And so this is now a $160 million startup, which is amazing. It's a blessing. But now, with our scale up focus, this is going to allow us to do things. In fact, when we crossed the $1 million threshold, I don't know, Kyle's in the room today, but Kyle made our $1 million milestone announcement that now, like, our TMP streaming will be coming to Fanbase. And so that means, gaming, live events, stuff like that. So people that are familiar with platforms like Twitch, and other streaming platforms, Kick and Rumble, will now be able to have the same functionality on Fanbase and have that and build that type of community along with subscriptions the exact same way to support creators and for yourselves as individuals who use the platform to monetize. So we're happy to cross that. But there's so many other things that came about, and I think Ramiro. Did you make in your room Thursday, right? What was the announcement you made Thursday that we're definitely going to add? But we already know we're going to. I think we're going to get to that point.
Yeah. So I'll mention that. I'm going to go back to one of the topics that I think is important for us to cover as well. So Thursday I announced that we're going to. What I did is I gave the opportunity for everyone in my audio room to share what they would love to see in Fanbase. In my audio room, usually, I share what we're working on. I share the roadmap. A lot of times, users come and they have ideas and feedback. But I really wanted to see what were those key functionalities that everyone wanted to have in Fanbase. And then we did some voting. So we chose 10 of those functionalities. And then what the audience chose was Carousel. Among other ones, we have top 3, but Carousel is the one that everyone was asking, which is definitely coming in Q3. So we're going to start doing more of those and letting you let us know what you love to see. So Carousel was the functionality.
I mean, and I'm excited for carousels too. I think that's probably that has to be the most requested functionality.
It is. There were several for dark mode as well.
Yeah.
There were some interesting ones as well, but it was a great, a different way of doing the audio room. It was super exciting, and we're gonna do it again soon, hopefully. So Isaac, I wanted to. You did mention it briefly, but for those that are here, you've been talking a lot lately about equity and the importance of equity, and how sometimes, no matter if you are just a user or if you are a celebrity, sometimes, people go for the sure thing, which is cash and money, and they don't give enough importance to equity and ownership. I think it would be great if you can share a little bit of, why it's so important and why a lot of people don't see it, and and I want everyone to hear it from you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think these companies, these social media companies have been founded and funded by people that are, connected individuals. I don't take away from anybody's talent, but there is a community of people that, in the venture capital world and in the tech space that kind of all know each other. And these are small groups of individuals that wind up building companies that are worth billions and trillions of dollars. And so that wealth trickles down to a small group of people generationally. And for myself, someone that's just new to the space, I wanted to do something different because the pain point for a lot of users, a lot of people that were part of the culture is like, where's the value accruing to us as individuals who contribute to these platforms, but don't necessarily see the financial windfall of when these platforms really scale. And so that gave us the opportunity to provide equity to the people that are actually going to make Fanbase and make Fanbase successful, in that are the users. And so, and I think people don't understand, there's always been famous stories of people that have been saying, man, I could have had equity in this particular company and I chose the cash. And with every investment, even equity, equity investment, it is a risk, right? But, with high risk comes high reward. What I love about equity crowdfunding is that typically to invest in these types of startups, there were minimums that are extremely high. And some companies, they still are 50,000, 250,000, even 5 or 10,000. But the minimum to invest in Fanbase is $399. And so the value of equity is important, is because that's how you really create generational wealth. These are cash businesses. The generational wealth of the world, right? There are businesses that are founded and funded with capital, but then scaled to massive value, and then either made public companies or acquired by other companies, and then those people take that cash and capital and they do it again in different ways, and they found other startups and other businesses and other companies. And so that is the importance of equity with regard to Fanbase. And this is an opportunity for people that own a piece of a tech startup that they never would have an opportunity to do, and it really hasn't been done before. I really do a lot of research all the time, and I really can't find a time where a social media app said from day one, from the beginning, in our early stages, that we want to allow the ability for users or anybody that wants to invest to have ownership in the business, and we're happy to continue that. And equity is valuable. I mean, like I said, do your research. You'll see, like, oh man, the money that some of us spend on things that we don't really think about, that come and go. Like, and again, I will never tell anybody how to spend their money. I won't do that. But there's some things that, but oftentimes, there are things that we tend to spend money on, luxuries or things like that are temporary. But that same $300 or $400 or $500 could actually, get you some equity in a company. And again, it's a risk, but there's one thing that's different, is that you actually, as an investor and an owner in Fanbase, can actually help control the value and help escalate the value of the company as an owner, which is just by actually telling other people to download the app or encouraging other people to invest, which gives us the capital to build things faster. So it's a unique opportunity and a great position to be in. It's something that has really been done before.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because I was going to ask you next, or I was going to put a situation in front of you. You're Isaac Hayes III. You are just a user in social media. Suddenly you hear about Fanbase, you go in there, and you decide to invest. Now, you as a user, what would you do? How would you make a difference now that you have actual equity in Fanbase?
Well, the first thing I say is most social